Hey, my beautiful blossom babes, and happy Halloween. Welcome back to another episode of Glowing and Growing. If you're new, my name is Priscilla Cervantes, and we talk about growth, grace, and mental wellness. Today's episode is close to my heart because it's my testimony. It's about what happens when you stop doubting yourself, start trusting God, and step into who He called you to be. As of Saturday, October 25th, I am officially your new Miss Texas 2026. And honestly, even saying that out loud still gives me chills. If you would have told me a year ago that this would happen, I would have laughed. Not because I didn't want it, but because deep down, I didn't believe I was capable of it. I struggled with self doubt, with imposter syndrome, with this constant feeling that I wasn't enough. There were days I tell myself, you're not ready, you're not confident enough, you're not what they're looking for. And those thoughts, those lies, became louder than the truth of who God said I was. But God has this beautiful way of rewriting our stories. He'll take the same girl who once said, I can't, and show her that through Him, she can do all things. You see, as a psychology student, I've learned that our identity shapes our reality. There's something called self concept. It's the internal image we hold of ourselves. If that image is filled with doubt, insecurity, and fear, we subconsciously act in ways that match that belief. So, for a long time, my self concept was small. I tell myself I wasn't ready, and my actions followed that belief. But what psychology and faith both teach us is that transformation begins in the mind. Romans 12:2 says, "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind." When I started aligning my thoughts with what God says about me, that I am chosen, capable, and equipped, I started to move differently. I began showing up with purpose instead of pressure. I stopped asking, am I good enough? And started reminding myself I was made for this. That's when the shift began, when my mindset finally matched my mission. Before I won, there was a night where I completely broke down in prayer. I said, God, I don't know what you're doing. I don't feel ready. But if this is part of your plan, if this is where you want me, then I'm trusting you. Lead me. And in that moment, I felt peace. Not because I had all the answers, but because I finally surrendered the outcome. When you release control, you make space for God to move. From that point forward, I stopped chasing perfection and started walking in preparation. Every day leading up to the pageant, I did my best, prayed, stayed grounded, and told myself, if it's meant for me, it won't miss me. And that's exactly how it happened. Then came Saturday, October 25th, 2025. I can still picture it. Standing backstage, heart pounding, whispering, God, let your will be done. When they called my name as Miss Texas, I froze. I remember my knees shaking, my heart overflowing, and tears screaming to come down my face. Because I realized this wasn't just a win, it was confirmation. God was saying, see, I told you that you could. You just needed to trust me. All those late nights, all the self doubt, all the moments I almost gave up, they were part of His preparation. That night, I wasn't just crowned Miss Texas. I was crowned in confidence, faith, and in purpose. I realized that what once felt like a delay was actually divine timing. God didn't need me to be perfect. He just needed me to believe in Him. This experience changed me, not just as a woman, but also as a believer. The girl who used to question everything about herself, her worth, her beauty, her purpose, finally realized she was never behind. She was just being built. And I want to talk about this identity shift, the process of becoming her. Becoming her isn't about becoming someone new. It's about becoming the woman God already designed you to be. It's removing fear, self doubt, and insecurity so your true light can shine. Here's how I started doing that. Number one, I spoke life into myself. Even when I didn't feel confident, I affirmed the truth. I am capable. I am worthy. I am chosen. Words create worlds. So start speaking the one you want to live in. Number two, I created space for growth. Through journaling, prayer, and self reflection, I started asking deeper questions like, who am I when no one's watching? What does God say about me? And number three, I trusted the process. It's easy to want the crown, the success, the results. But the process, the unseen seasons, that's where the real glow happens. This season isn't about staying busy, it's about building roots. It's about becoming more grounded, more disciplined, more aligned. It's about doing the inner work so that when spring comes, your bloom is unstoppable. So, I'm inviting you to join me in this season. Pick three habits, maybe prayer, movement, journaling, or self care, and dedicate the next 60 days to becoming her. Because your glow up starts the moment you believe you're already her. As we close this episode, I want you to take a moment to breathe and remember this. You don't need to have it all figured out to be chosen. God doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies the called. If you're in a season of waiting or self doubt, trust that your story is still unfolding. The same girl who once whispered, maybe I'm not enough, is now saying, through God, I am more than enough. And if He did it for me, He can do it for you. So, wherever you are, keep glowing, keep growing, and keep trusting God's timing because your moment is coming. Until next time, my loves, this is Priscilla, your Miss Texas 2026, reminding you that faith over fear will always lead you home.